This recording contains adults using adult language. Consider this your fair warning and enjoy.
So basically, yeah, you got the right number 8. So now you have to, as someone like me, I would know the DC of climbing on a rope, and I'd go, is that even, like, is take 10, will that get me what I want? 90% of the time, it will. And in this case, even if you kept your shield on, you could still climb down the ladder because 8 is higher than the DC of 0.
That's pretty
Hey,
straightforward.
that's pretty straight up. So just add some math. Know that take 10 is basically take a 10 on your D20 roll and assume the rest of the math. Same with take 20. All right, so you got two people who are taking 10 and they're climbing down the ladder real quickly. The cock is just dive bombs down.
He takes 10, but he makes it look like a really badass when he does it.
He probably hovers up above
So
the
essentially,
hole.
he takes
That's all.
badass 10.
He takes a badass.
Yeah, for a bit.
He hovers above the hole and then dive bombs in. Yeah. Okay, and then
roll it, see if he fucks up.
Yeah, so you do that and you land down and the cock is just sitting there tapping his clawed toes, clawed feet, and waiting for kind of everyone else. That's kind of boring and shitty. So everyone else makes it down, and the entrance shaft opens into the center of a red steel chamber. The floor beneath the shaft is canted at a slight angle. It seems to have originally been a circular platform that fit flush with the rest of the room, but at some point unevenly sank a foot or so. The floors around the room's perimeter are solid and even, with a textured surface to give better footing on the smooth metal. The walls are riveted metal plates, fallen or torn off in places to reveal solid rock behind.
Everyone kind of disappeared. I saw a little thing.
Recessed slabs of metal.
There's an issue with the website that happened for a second.
There's the issue with
Yeah,
the website,
I saw this red thing saying it's like you've been disconnected from the website.
Oh, that happens,
check.
yeah.
It's a thing.
Okay, recessed slabs of metal with adjacent panels, presumably exits, are centered on each wall. The northern panel glows dimly, illuminating scorch marks, glistening red stains around it. So you've got this basically square room with three. They've kind of got that red metal, riveted metal, but they've been torn off in places, and you can tell the rock behind it. It's coarse, like it's intended to mount things on, right, for more surface area. And you get these kind of recessed smaller things. You and I, we'd all know it as sort of sci-fi doors, right? You know, they're kind of recessed in. And that's what you get. And you get 4 of these doors. One of them, the northern one, again, I'll reiterate, has an illuminating, northern panel glows dimly, illuminating. And it illuminates scorch marks and glistening red stains around it, while the rest all seem normal. This entrance chamber is 50-foot square. Okay.
Can I do a perception check, see if there's any like writing or like identifying signs by the doors?
Go for it.
Cool.
It is very dark down here. You've got the light, right? The light does about 20 feet, so you kind of have to carry light in certain areas. You have to bring light. One of you've got the torch. I don't know if the
What
other one
about
wants
the
to...
bedroll?
Nah, we'll leave it here for now.
The larger an
I
object,
feel like sleeping.
it's the way the spell works. Just because the object is large
Doesn't mean it produces more light.
doesn't mean it produces more light. It just means it's a larger object, and you can only do it to items that are so
That all
so
being
large.
said,
That's all I have for. Yeah, I'll actually roll this one.
You don't want to take 10 or take 20?
Vikac will.
Well, I didn't know.
Vikac's going to take 20.
Can I do a detect
Either way.
Vikac's
magic
got
on
dark
it?
vision as well, so.
Sorry, we've got a detect.
Magic.
Okay, so you've got a detect magic going,
Yeah.
and I've got some perceptions going. So, very obvious to everyone. You don't really have to make much of a roll to get this, but you see that 3 of the doors, east, south, and west, all maintain a triangle with 3 red circles in it next to the door.
Oh, clearly that's where we have to go then.
Yeah. However, the northern door, you notice there's, for those who did detect magic, there is a, first of all, in all 3 of the, let's start with the west, south, and east doors, there is a spell on them. Absolutely. It is an abjuration. Can I get a spellcraft check? So spellcraft is just a skill.
Which I don't have.
At all?
Nope. Definitely not.
Okay, so then you have fucking no idea what spell's on it. You know it's abjuration. That's all you know. What you do know is abjuration is a defensive spell. It's a defensive spell. So a lot of buffs and shields and stuff. Protective wards are abjurations.
So the kind of thing that, logically
cool.
the characters could expect. This probably has some kind of like a force fieldish type thing to maybe try to stop us going through those doors.
Something like that. Yeah.
Or to stop something coming through the other way.
Ooh.
One thing you do notice is as you're going around, you find the semblance, the aura, the leftover remnants of a spell on the northern door. Okay? So there's this, on the northern door, there's this remnants. It's very faint. It's very faint. You also don't have spellcraft again, so you don't know what it is. Give me a second. Because I forget what school it belongs to. It is
I was
also
going to say
abjuration.
after 3 rounds, that's what it gives you.
Yep. It is also abjuration. So there's a faint abjuration on this door. For those who are doing perception checks and stuff, you kind of go around, you see the symbols on the doors, nothing beyond that. But what you do find are, on the northern door, you see this red stains, right? And at first you're like, shit, that could be blood. You get closer and smell it and touch it a bit. You're like, oh, that's not blood. That's like a dye of some sort. That's just like red dye. Oh, hey, look, and then you kind of see pieces of a small explosive, as if this red dye kind of exploded. in a small explosion, not enough to harm someone, but you can imagine a little firecracker with a red dust dye in it.
Fun.
So clearly some sort of trap, but non-lethal of any sort. So a trap's been set off, I guess. But that's strange because you were supposed to. Okay, whatever.
Can it tell how recently?
Why don't you go ahead and someone give me a survival check to take a look around and see that kind of stuff. Because traps are sort of all about survival.
No.
Nope.
Do you mind if I do one as well?
Yeah, anyone who wants to be involved, go for it. I kind of assume that characters co-talk. Like, hey, I couldn't find anything. Like,
So survival uses
Wisdom.
it is wisdom. That's what my gut was saying, but I wasn't sure.
you should have survival on your character sheet, so you just take the number you have on your character sheet.
Oh yeah, okay.
You have survival +6.
Yep.
So just take a d20 and add +6.
Oh, cool.
Basically the way you think about it is any of the ones that are listed in your skills, just take that number. Anything else, do your math. It also tells you that these are the ones that you have ranks in, so these are the ones that you're trained in.
Woohoo, 18.
Nice, very nice. So, Lucia kind of starts searching around, like, I got nothing. I see nothing. Absolutely nothing here. However, as Lucia walks away, he's like, nah, there's nothing there. It's whoever's here was really stealthy. Carl's like, no. There's tracks. 6 humanoids of some sort.
I'm not a ranger. How am I supposed to know that shit?
Oh, and it looks like at least one of them was probably hit with this dye. So it's kind of easier to track them, right? Because there's little dye footprints. Very faint, hard to see, but you definitely, okay, now I know what I'm looking for. So you find that it's easier to find these now, but you recognize there are 6 tracks and they're humanoid. And one of them got dyed.
Can I use monster lore on it as well then?
Go for it. Do you have knowledge local? Because humanoids are knowledge local to do it.
No, I don't have a knowledge local.
You can still roll and get 10.
Sure, let's... okay.
You can get a maximum of 10 as well.
Oh, look at that, 9.
Okay. Here. Un momento. Okay, with a 9, you get nothing. They're humanoid feet tracks.
Okay. All right, because I have knowledge religion, right, and I've chosen Pharasma as the god I'm using. Can I do a check against knowledge for if it's an undead? Because
Sure.
of their hatred of undead, does that?
That would be knowledge religion.
Yeah. Okay. So can I
So you
reroll
actually
again?
have a 6 to this if you recall.
Exactly. All right.
Go for it.
Cool.
Give me another roll and add 6, and you can get above 10 because you're trained.
But it would only
Nice.
tell me if it's an undead or not, right?
Correct, yes. If it's
Yeah.
not an undead, you'd go, this ain't no undead. You know what I mean? So at least gives you that, right? That's a
Yeah.
small bonus.
Yeah, then you'd know at least.
But
Yeah,
here's the
exactly.
deal is, you know, it ain't no undead. These are living creatures.
Cool.
They ain't shambling along.
I could have told you this.
Well, maybe if you spoke up once in a while and actually did something.
Whoa, whoa, hey.
That's fine.
Yeah,
There's
it broke
somebody
off.
else in here with us. We might want to cooperate a bit more.
Alright, so that's what you got. This door ahead of you the door is closed.
Can we,
Uh,
from that survival check I did, actually, can we tell how long ago they were here or no?
Yeah, we're talking tops an hour.
Cool.
I guess they can
Maybe a
still be
little-
fairly close.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Maybe definitely under 2 hours. Most certainly under 2 hours.
Cool. So can I start tracking them then? Following the footprints, basically?
Absolutely.
All right,
But
so I'm
you'd
gonna
probably
try
want to open up the door that's in front of your way.
Discreetly open up the door?
Exactly. Slowly
Yes.
try opening the door.
Well, how are you opening the door exactly? I mean, this is think Star Trek style. It's imprinted a bit into the wall, and they seem to be flush with no door handles.
All
There
right.
is a panel I mentioned on the side of the wall part, not on the door itself.
I'd try pressing something on the panel while
Okay.
having my shield up, actually.
You just kind of
And all the
blindly,
alarms are off.
push the panel, and you hear a shook, and the door's open.
All right.
Quite quickly, and you just see a hallway in front of you, dark hallway. Again, matching that same motif of the red metals. Some have been stripped off. But you definitely see tracks continuing.
Cool. Stuart has the torch, is that right?
I do have a torch, yeah.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
You're
So-
gonna follow closely?
Can do.
Here's one thing I like to do as a DM to help out with things where we don't have a map, right? Or things in between maps. They're SOP. We create SOP standard protocols like, I always detect magic
Walking
on every
order?
door, or I always detect traps on every door. Things like that. They're SOP that eventually get involved within a group. We don't have any of those right now because we're learning. But exactly what Nick said. A marching order is usually asked for. Now, these are 10-foot wide walls. So you could, in theory, set up a shoulder to shoulder kind of scenario. Do you want to give me a marching order with your icons? I'll give you a little box here. And we'll something like that. Sorry, it'll end up being something like it'll end up something like that, and we'll go, this is forward. Okay.
Do it.
Hmm?
Place yourself in the box.
I do not see the box.
Refresh.
Oh, now I see the box. Okay.
Now you are humping Lucia.
Hooray.
Fixed.
Fixed. Okay, so that's your marching order. Great. So you're walking down this hall in that marching order. Luckily, you've got the guy with good sight ahead of you, and You walk and you walk for about 5 minutes, and nothing happens. Nothing special occurs. It's just a hallway.
Keeping one
This
hand on my pistol.
this place seems really like it's been ransacked many, 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 many times.
Keeping one hand tighter on my pistol.
As you start to come to the end of this straight hallway, and the corridor ahead branches in 4 directions, north and west. The tunnels continue unobstructed, but the eastern branch is blocked with a stout metal grating marked with 3 crimson circles within a triangle. Large white X is scrawled in chalk on the floor in the center of the intersection. So you have this, 4-way stop. And if you're looking straight on, you've got the middle of this 4-way stop. There's a white X on the ground in chalk of some sort. And you've got directions right, forward, and left. However, right, being east, seems to be blocked off by this grate. And you can see from a distance fairly obviously, especially since you got the dark vision, that there's a symbol, triangle with 3 red circles. So you're not in the center of the of this four-way. You're walking up towards it.
User
Okay.
disconnected from your channel.
So the
User entered your channel.
side to the right is the only one that has the symbol on it. Like the other 2 are just the tunnels, no symbol or anything.
Correct.
All right, guys. Looks like we have a decision to make. Which way do we want to go?
Can I do a survival check to see which way they went?
Absolutely.
Actually, more specifically, could I do a survival check to see if I can tell which way the other Pathfinder group went?
Okay, go ahead and give me a survival check. So I'm going to put you back at a different DC because you're not looking for the ones that are obvious with the die. Or to be fair, do you know that this is the path? Are you looking for that Pathfinder group? Let's see if I can find the right question here. You do not know who this group is that got hit by the die. Are you assuming that that is not the Pathfinder group? The original Pathfinder group. Right, because you've got to.
Yes. I'm
Okay.
assuming that the red is not the original group.
Okay, so you're looking for a separate set of tracks. Okay, go ahead and give me a survival check.
Because of the spacing between the 1 in the D
Oh,
and
yeah,
the 0 in the
I got
plus.
it. Wow.
Awful roll. No, you don't see any other tracks.
All right, and can I do a roll to see which way the red guys did go?
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
There's
Another
good news to
shitty
this, though.
roll.
There's good news to this. They have red dye, and you're identifying those. So even though it's a shitty roll, you're still able to find them, and they in fact go west.
So to the left.
Yep.
Can I draw before we head that way? Can I? I'm gonna take out my Morning Star.
Sure. Should I assume Rob's mic is muted?
Yeah, I don't know why. There might be
Yeah,
something
I'm
on his
having
end.
some issues on my end, but I'm
Okay.
solving them as we go.
Should I assume that everyone else is pulling out their weapons now? And
Zoe cracks his
Yep.
knuckles.
Those
Uh,
are your weapons.
so you haven't made it. You haven't quite made it to the center of this. So you're just going to go to the west.
I would assume so.
Sounds like a plan.
I would think so.
I don't really like the idea of wandering in here not knowing what else has possibly come in here. I think that would be the best thing to identify and deal with that first.
Actually, also on our way in,
Mhm.
at this point, can I mark the wall with my Morning Star?
Yeah,
With
you
an
just
arrow
chip,
back out.
you want to like chip it.
Yeah, pretty much. Just
Absolutely, you can. Yep.
just in case.
Yep, not a bad idea.
Clever son of a bitch you are.
As you guys are approaching the center of this four-way, you're approaching the X in the middle of the four-way, and before you're even able to react, can I get a reflex save from everyone?
Oh, great.
Oh, god damn it.
Yes.
Which one's my reflex? How do I...
Dexterity modifier.
No, it's
Dex
okay.
mod?
No, it's your Dex mod, but for you, because we've done the math for you,
Yeah.
take a look where your hit points are.
Yeah.
Directly below it, you'll see Fort, Ref, and Will.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so it's D20 plus, you said reflex, so 0.
You got it.
Praying on that roll.
I am getting shitty ass rolls, man. Oh fuck.
Hey, depends what the DC is. It could still be okay.
I got issues with that number and my
I had a
number.
shitty roll.
Dude, I'm a dex-based character.
Oh, that's not cool.
Actually,
But mine
that
was still
probably
worse.
yeah, that properly accounted for my reflex save numbers. That's annoying.
Okay. So,
Whoosh, whoosh.
from what seems to be metal walls, what looks like metal walls, a wicker basket wall. So you know what a wicker is, and a wicker basket is. Same material comes and flattens you from both sides.
It's a trap.
It's a wicker wall, so it's not a full wall just crushing you and splatting you. It kind of bends and breaks around you, but it still fucking hurts. So you take, you can see there's 1d4. For those who, let me be clear here. Don't let me get it twisted. Let me be clear. Lucia and Carl take full damage.
Shocker.
Bo and Vikak take half damage, okay? So, basically, Carl, you take one lethal damage, so 1 damage.
Okay.
Yep. And you take 2 non-lethal. Ah, see? You like why I chose these, because it utilizes a lot of features. Non-lethal is kind of like counting from down to up, okay? So the way it works, if your non-lethal damage ever reaches your current hit points, you go unconscious.
Got it.
So are
Same for me as well, right?
and Vikak the only ones who managed to dodge? Should we take half?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, that's a good point. Yes, you're right. You and Vikak are the only ones who managed to take half. Sorry. Zoe and Vikak take 1 lethal and 2 non-lethal.
Okay.
Carl and Lucia take 3 lethal, 5 non-lethal. Sorry. That's my bad. I did it backwards.
Wondering about that.
Grand question. You damage, and you have non-lethal damage that you had gotten at an earlier time,
Mm-hmm.
and your damage that you take equals to your non-lethal damage. Do you go unconscious at that moment?
Yes.
Okay.
If ever your non-lethal damage hits your current hit point total, then you go unconscious.
Even if the non-lethal you took before?
Well, depends on
Kinda
before.
like- Kind of like if you've taken one too many slaps to the face.
Pretty much.
That hasn't been healed.
I wouldn't know
Earlier in
about that.
Earlier in the day doesn't necessarily count because non-lethal damage heals fairly quickly.
Okay.
In fact, I can give you the exact number here. Non-lethal damage. Unlike normal damage, it is healed quickly by rest. Okay, so it's very. Oh, okay. No, I guess it can take the rest of that day. So it's just you automatically heal it all at the end of the day when you rest. Okay, so there you go. So you can all thank Amanda. She kind of fucked you because I thought non-healing damage heals you quicker than that. Okay, So everyone got their numbers. Rob, you good?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh wait, never mind. No, that's not his roll. Never mind. I was noticing there was a roll on there that had the exclamation point at the end of the 1d20, and I'm like, didn't that
Yeah.
cause issues with it?
Yeah, it makes it auto.
Yeah.
What?
Either way,
Oh, I see.
carrying on.
Okay, so here's the deal. For those who did not get to dodge, so Lucia and Vikak, you find yourself sprayed at the same time as this damage occurs.
My God.
Fucking color spray.
With yeah, bright pink dye has these bladders of like pig bladder just explode as the wicker baskets land. Because you're unable to dodge it as effectively, basically this stuff just splatters all over you. So now you're painted with pink dye. Not completely head to toe, but you can imagine just like, I don't know if you guys ever seen the color
It's like
run.
paintball.
You
or
guys see
color
those-
run.
Color
those
run,
chalk
yeah.
color runs like that.
Nice.
There you go. And you,
That's hilarious.
I wipe off my horns, and only my horns.
all right, well, trap has
I'd wipe
been
my
sprung.
eyes.
Oh, God.
Now it's back to you.
Do we even have anybody on our team who could disable traps?
Yes, I have disabled device.
Good. How about you start going in the front
I
and start doing some
not.
perception checks for that? Just saying.
I do have
I
good
agree, I'm
perception.
gonna take a
Here's the issue
stab.
with this.
Sorry, what's going on?
Me and the brawler are swapping places so I can perceive on traps as we go.
Got it. Okay, so we're setting up our essentially what is our
Standards.
our one of our standards, which is someone will be detecting traps as you go. So detecting traps, are you going to take 10, take 20 probably as you move along?
If I take 10, it's 10 plus my modifier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, taking 10. That gives me a
Yes.
17 base.
So it takes time. You walk through you're very careful. You're going through, and so you take your guys are going to take a left towards the west. No, yeah, towards the west.
Yep.
Yes. The
Adam, as we're
safe
going,
way.
assume right now, if we make any other turns, that I'm also going to do other arrows pointing back towards the way we came.
Okay, sounds good. I can understand that. So again, you follow this path, and you find that it takes you about 10 minutes. Actually, to be fair, it's probably more around the lines of 15 minutes from checking traps and then that kind of stuff. And you this L-shaped corridor makes a right angle suddenly from the east to north. Just around the bend, a dead half-orc sprawls on the ground. Above the corpse, a wooden sledgehammer dangles from a rope beneath an open ceiling panel. Though the head of the mallet is padded, the trap was apparently still lethal to the unfortunate half-orc. A few feet up the corridor, another chalk X is scratched on the floor.
Well, first things first. Was lethal to the orc. I want to
And-
do a nice perception, taking a 10 to make it 17, and see if this trap is fully disarmed.
Okay.
In case there's another wooden sledgehammer somewhere.
Fair enough. This trap has
All I
been
can-
go for it.
All I can think of is like it's not like it's a cartoon where just like an open slot and the sledgehammer just drops down on top of his head and he's like, oh, and just before he dies, he starts to draw a white X. It's like, we got the trap, guys.
Well, to a degree, this trap is fully unloaded, right? It doesn't seem to be a resetting one, right? The
Yeah.
hammer's down.
It's
And
important.
one thing you do realize about this trap is it's been padded. It seems as though it was very much intended to not do lethal damage. Like this
And
thing
now
would
it's
not.
lethal.
This thing would not do. If you got struck by this thing at like you're looking at the trap, right? You can see how much force it would have. This thing shouldn't have done any sort of lethal damage. Just shouldn't have. Couldn't have.
I
Wait, is
heal
the
check
orc?
the body.
I was just gonna say, yeah. Can we
Yeah.
heal check? See if we something else.
Yeah,
killed him?
see if he's alive.
Go for it.
18.
Anyone else?
I can give it a shot.
It's up to you. I don't care. It's up to your character whether your character would.
Yeah. So
Oh,
my
he'll
guy
check it too.
No.
Nice. All right.
Prodded it
clearly
with a stick
trying to
saying,
check his
"Wake
Actually-
up."
for a pulse.
Adam,
Mhm.
I do a detect magic, actually.
Okay, you find none.
Hmm.
None. Okay.
Do you
Be right
report
back.
that back? Like, do you say like, "Hey, there's no magic here"?
Well, no, he
Or-
found a nun, so how religious is she?
Well, no, yeah, no. I'm wondering, like, does he tell us though that he's detected magic?
Or not detected magic.
Yeah, that's what I'm at inquiring. Is that being said? Like, are you communicating that to us?
Do you trust us enough?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, so all right, so Vikak is
Yeah,
gonna
tell
kind
you that I
of
didn't find magic in his death. Then
okay. Well, Vikak's
'Cause that
gonna
can
look
be
over the
split.
body. He's gonna kind of furrow his brow. You see him looking at it, kind of strange. And
Oh, Jesus.
are you
I'm,
sure?
I'm gonna back up a couple of feet.
Are you sure? Try again. This seems like it's giving off some kind of magical aura to me.